Let's give our hand for our team that came back from Bahamas Ministry. Yeah! 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 Now, I know you say Bahamas mission trip. Yeah, it was a mission trip. But they'll tell you about it. This is Ryan.
Well, good morning, everybody. Well, this is a team that we went to the Grand Bahamas. We just got back on Monday. And it was a powerful trip. To see these group of people sacrifice their summer, even though it was the Grand Bahamas, we still went out there and we did a lot of work. It started off with 6 a.m. prayer on the beach, all of us. So parents, these children can get up at 6 o'clock and pray. They can get up at 6 o'clock and pray. We started with 6 o'clock prayer. We had devotion following that. We went out to communities. We went to, I believe it's called 8th Ave, which is like a gang area there. We went to go talk to children there. We went to a youth camp. We went to a basketball camp as well. And the children there at the basketball camp, when we first got there, the coach over everything was saying that he was like, I don't know if you guys are interrupting their practice, and the kids they're gonna be disappointed that you guys are here. And then Miss Sherry was just like, okay, it's fine. So we went on anyways. We ended up dancing, and at that place we got 81 souls.
Come on.
Our total was over 301.
Come on, 301. I love it.
It was a powerful trip there. We got to meet the Prime Minister there. He gave us a nice speech. He talked to us about his country, when it was founded, when they got their independence. So that was pretty neat to meet the Prime Minister there. We also went to the Cooper Castle. It's pretty much like the White House of the Grand Bahamas. That they made dinner for us there. So we pretty much got treated very well out there. And at the same time, we ministered to a lot of children. The children were impacted so much out there. And one thing that I forgot to share first service that stood out to me was the Prime Minister was talking. I believe it was the Prime Minister was talking, and somebody was saying that he had went to Africa, and he said that when they were praying and worshiping in Africa, he said that he felt as if he was embarrassed for his level of worship. Because when he went out there and he saw how much they were crying out to God and how hungry they were for a God in Africa, and he asked the pastor, he said, like, why, how are you guys like this? How did you guys get so passionate? How are you guys so hungry for God? And he said, the difference between us out here and you guys is we have no other option.
Come on.
And
wow.
To know that when you truly have no other option, and all you do, all your focus is you have no plan B, just God. When you have that and you don't rely on any other source,
I love it.
Powerful things happen. So that was one thing that stood out for me.
No plan B. Come on.
Well, on behalf of this missions team, we want to thank you for all the financial support and all the prayers that's going out there. It was such a blessing for us. I remember one part that stood out to me is we went to this church on the first Sunday that we got there, and we ministered to them, and then they had a kids Bible camp that Tuesday, and so we went back, and when I walked in, I was like, there was this kid that ran up to me. He was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Joshua." I was like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Nathan." I was like, "Oh, that's a cool name." And so he hung out with me. We went to we did a puppet show. So after that, he talked to me, and then we went to go play basketball outside. And towards when we were leaving, he started talking to me about just stuff in general, and then he's like, "When are you leaving?" I was like, "Oh, we're gonna be leaving pretty soon." He was like, "No, you don't live here." He's like, "When are you going back to your original home?" I was like, "Oh," I was like, "We're leaving next Monday." He was like, "Oh," he was like, "Well, you guys really blessed me." He was like, "I love you guys so much." He was like, "I hope I get to see you before you leave." And that just really touched me, how we blessed them so much. And sure enough, we left on Monday, and the Sunday before, they were having a pre-independent celebration thing for their community and stuff. So they had it at this marketplace, and sure enough, he was there. And so he ran up and hugged me, and he just started talking to me. And it was just such a blessing to see how the kids were so impacted by us and the stuff we ministered to them, and just show how greatly appreciative they were of us. So it was just such a blessing overall.
Wow.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Elise Scott. I just want to thank Bishop and First Lady for letting us go on this trip. It was such a blessing for us to go and minister to all these people. They were just a big blessing to see how their hearts and spirits were, and just to see how little they had, and they were just so happy and just so thankful for us to be there. And it was just a even big blessing for me to even go and step out of my comfort zone and step up and speak the word and the gospel of Jesus Christ too.
Wow.
I remember also one of the biggest things and blessings for me on the trip was we went to go to this camp, and we were blessing all these kids, and we were saving them, and we repeated the prayer for them, and they were running up to go get saved, and this little boy just ran up to me, and he just asked me, he was like, "Excuse me." I was like, "Yes." He was like, "Is it too late to go get saved?"
Wow.
I was like, "No, of course not."
Wow.
I was like, I walked him up there, and he just ran up, and he was just so invested in getting the word and just knowing Jesus more, and he just wanted to be saved, and I was just so blessed by it. I was like, even that young, he just wanted to know Jesus, and it just touched me. And I was just remembering, I was like, how people really think that it's too late to come to Jesus, and it's really not. You can come to him at any point in time in your life, and he'll be there for you.
Hi guys, my name is Chris. This is actually my first mission trip, and I just wanted to basically just talk a little bit about my experience and what I experienced there. And basically, so when we got there, I didn't really know what to expect at all. My sister went on a few mission trips, and she kind of told me, but I never really got the full experience and stuff like that. And so as we were going and minister to different camps and stuff, and as all these people, as all they discussed about the kids and how happy they were and joyful they were, I just noticed they weren't complaining about anything, or whether they had little or anything at all. They were really just joyful. And I just really appreciated that, especially for me personally. It just really, really touched my heart how open the kids were to what we were trying to do, and how we were just playing with them and loving on them. And a lot of kids, they didn't even have parents in their lives. And I just really appreciated the fact that the kids, no matter if they had anything at all, they were really just open with us and sharing with us many challenges that going on in their lives. We prayed over them, and that was really just a blessing for me. And then a few days later, at the dance conference, we were praising God and worshiping him. And I know one of the few things that stood out to me was everybody there, no matter if they weren't dancers or whatever, everybody was just selling out for God. They were all sold out. We all had our hands lifted up. We knew that God was in there, because he was really in the midst, and you could tell how God was really just using us in there. And so it was just really, really powerful. We were all cried out on the floor. We all got ministered to, and different things that God was speaking to us. And I just feel like he really used us especially to just come back out here to the nations and really just reach these people. And I feel like he's going to continue to just do that through us and through the young people. And another thing was that I got from God, and I was telling me how he's raising us up right now.
Come on.
And we're the chosen generation. We're the golden generation. And that's why the devil is going to try so hard to stop what God is trying to do in our lives as children. And many different things is going to go on with our schooling and different things. He's going to try to stop the path and the purpose that God has for our lives. So I just feel like we really just understand now how strong we have to be in our faith. And it was really a test to go out there, because a lot of things are really going on in our personal lives and stuff. And I feel like God really prepared us for this mission trip. And I just really want to thank all the people who really supported me financially in going here, because it was truly a blessing to me, and I know it's truly a blessing to everyone else. So thank you.
Wow. Awesome.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Erin Scott. I just want to share a little bit about how going on this trip prepared me for coming back home. So one experience that I had was, while we were at the conference one night, Dr. Ann and Prophet Cindy and everybody was praying for people and prophesying over people. And I looked at Raven and I was like, I'm going to go up there. And I was like, no, I'm gonna just sit. I'm going to just chill or whatever. So I was sitting there, And then Dr. Ann asked Mama Sherry, she said, where's the one that helps you, the tall one that helps you? And she's like, Aaron, but she was praying for Karima. And so she was like, Aaron, come up here. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, maybe she just wants me to help her to pray for Karima. So then she started prophesying to me. And then Stina had pulled me to the side, which is somebody else, and she started prophesying to me. She was telling me, like, you know, things are going to get hard. When you get back home, the enemy's going to try to attack you. Everything's going to, like, you know, like, it's going to be some stuff that's going to shake your faith, but you cannot give up. She was like, that's when you get in your word, and she was like, you better praise and worship in your room, whatever's happening, you need to stay in your word. She was like, it's not going to be easy because the enemy sees what's going on. And so I'm like, okay, you know, I'm receiving it. And then the night we arrived home from the airport, I got home, my mom came and picked me up, I got home. Maybe around like 20 minutes after being home, my brother called my mom and he told my mom that he'd just been shot. And so, I told myself I wasn't gonna cry.
That's okay.
I was on the phone with him and he just kept telling me, hurry up, Aaron, just please, just hurry up, just get here, just please, just hurry up, just please. Where are my kids? I love you, I just need you to get here, I just need you to get here. And in the moment, I'm thinking, I'm panicking. I don't know what's going to happen because everybody that knows me knows my brother is my best friend. That is my best friend. I would go to war for my brother. I love my brother to death. And so hearing that, it really scared me. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm panicking. And then I just can't remember what Estina was saying to me. The devil's going to touch you. The devil's going to touch you. Stay in your faith. Stay in your faith. So I was just in the car. I'm on the phone with him. And I was like, devil, you are alive.
That's
my brother's
Come on.
going to be okay.
Come on.
He's going to be fine. And we ended up getting to the hospital, and then they told me my brother was okay, but my sister's boyfriend ended up passing away. But in the waiting room, me and my best friend, mind you, it was kind of rocky. Me and my best friend weren't talking for a while, and when that happened, she just came to the hospital. First one there, came to the hospital, and she was sitting there with me, and we started praying, and she was like, I'm sorry, Aaron, you know, I'm sorry, and I was like, I'm sorry. And we were just sitting there praying. As soon as we got done praying, the doctor came out and told me I can come see my brother. And as soon as I went in there, he was looking at me, and he was like, I'm good, I love you, okay? I'm good, okay? And so I just wanted to share how, like, you know, I wasn't expecting what Estina told me to happen immediately. That was literally when I got off the plane.
Wow.
I had just got back home. And so I'm not thinking, you know, what you're telling me is going to affect me as soon as I get home. I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm going to have experiences, whatever, you know, it's going to be fine. But I just want to say, like, literally take everything you're hearing literal. Like, take it and process it and really hold it in, because you never know. Whatever somebody's telling you, you don't know when you're going to need those tools to what they're telling you. Because if she wouldn't have told me that, I wouldn't have known how to deal with that situation. I would have probably panicked and it would have been worse. And so just really take heed to what you're hearing. When Bishop Ed is talking to us, and you know these notes, really take notes, really like press in to what he's saying, because it's really essential that you really take this and you grasp to it and you hold on to it. It is serious.
Wow. Just real quick, this is your first missions trip, okay? How would you say, briefly, how this mission trip impacted you?
Hi, my name is Karima, and
Hi, Karima.
This mission trip impacted me in ways I can't even imagine. There was this one kids camp, and that kid her name was Treasure. She just changed my life. She was the cutest thing, but you know, inside you could tell that, you know, there was something going on. But she started crying, and I was holding her and rocking her, and she was just the cutest thing. And it just told me that, you know, even though I wanted to be a doctor and I've had all these dreams of, you know, going to the ER and helping people, she made me change what I wanted to do in profession, and that's always the crazy thing, like automatically wanting to change what I wanted to do. And I'm thinking about being a counselor or a school psychologist, and for kids, especially foster kids, because those are the ones that get hit hardest. And that just changed my life. And I got a few prophecies, and it was just completely life-changing. Even though being in a different country, it didn't really feel like it. It felt like I was kind of at home because I had all these people supporting me and being there on my side when I needed a shoulder to cry on. So, yeah.
Wow. 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 Clarity of purpose by sharing her life with other people. Who else? This is the first time. I know you all spoke already, but there hasn't shared anything yet. This is your first time on a mission trip.
Okay.
You know what? I see you.
Hi, my name is Kylan. What is the word? What impacted me was the day before we actually went to the Bahamas. I had a middle ear infection, and I went completely deaf in this ear because I couldn't hear anything. And I remember the doctor telling me it's a 50-50 chance that it might go away and it might not. So we had to take medication. And so 3 pills a day, every 8 hours. And I remember thinking to myself, how am I going to be able to do this? And I was thinking, this is going to be hard, and I don't want to experience this. And I remember for the first 2 days, I couldn't hear anything out of this ear, and then this ear was foggy, and so it was hard to hear and really listen to the message, sort of. And I remember Prophetess Cindy, she came up to me specifically and told me, God told me to tell you that your ear is healed, and that everything that is hard, it'll be done.
Come on.
And I remember going to sleep that night and waking up with no pain, and I could hear out of both ears.
Come on.
And what that made me realize is that the devil works in many ways, but so does the Lord. It made me realize how amazing God is, and it helped me to really listen to people when they talk, not really like hear them, but listen to the words that are coming out of their mouths.
Come on, sister.
And taking it personally so that you can see that God is just amazing.
Amen. Thank you. Wow. Healing on the mission trip. First time on the mission field. All righty.
Hi, I'm Nia.
Hi, Nia.
So we were at a dance conference on like Thursday, and there were these songs that were very catchy. We're like, oh, okay, let's dance. Okay, like let's praise the Lord. And so all of the dancers were up there, and we were dancing, and we were dancing for like a really long time. And the song kept going, the bands keep playing, and then the singers kept singing. So everybody was having a good time, like praising the Lord and everything, and giving Him glory and stuff. And after the conference was over, one of their teammates said, like, you guys been worshiping for like 2 hours straight.
Wow.
And I didn't even know that we were worshiping for 2 hours. And I was like, oh, okay, like it didn't feel like it was a really long time, but it just made me realize that when you're worshiping, you're not in your flesh, but you're in your spirit.
Come on, sister.
And time doesn't matter when you worship.
Wow, come on. Who else is the first time mission trip? First time mission trip? Okay.
Yes, it was my first mission trip. It was a blessing. I had an awesome time. In the beginning, at first, I said to myself, like, am I really prepared for this? And I told myself, yes, I am. I have been putting in the work. We've been training, and we fast on Wednesdays. So I knew that once I got there, I would be okay, because I knew that the Spirit would be moving within me. I wouldn't be in my flesh. So that helped me once I got there. So, as soon as I got there, it was like clockwork. Like, I just all of a sudden just started doing things that I've never done before.
Wow.
I was walking around the market Freeport, praying for people, bringing them to Christ.
Come on, come on.
So it was very humbling. I really thank everyone who encouraged me, supported me, especially my wife. It was her.
Where's the wife at?
Where's the wife at?
Wife. Come over here, wife. Come over here, wife. That's it. Come over here, wife.
She definitely helped me get out of my comfort zone and go out there and step out on faith. But overall, I just want to say that the Bahamians, they were really really good to us. We had favor every day on the island. Dr. Ann, she made sure we had Wendy's and Burger King. And, every night. We had favor every night.
They had flavor too.
Flavor and favor. Right.
Amen.
But the Bohemians, they pray hard. They worship hard. That was the main thing that stuck out to me, I believe. I mean, they're surrounded by water, so any day they can be washed away. So they give praise.
Amen.
They celebrate life every day. You know what I mean? Every day, every experience is an opportunity to get closer to God. So, for me, it was awesome. I want to thank everyone that supported us. Thank you.
Thank you. And one more last one. Tell them what you were dealing with before you and your husband, before you all left.
Yes. So God is great. And like my husband said, missions does the marriage good. And I think some of the other stories here, God was really just walking us through. The preparation for this trip made all the difference for our team. We were worshiping, we were praying together as a team, and a week before we went on the trip, I actually had a miscarriage. And I knew when I was sitting in the emergency room that it didn't matter what the answer was. I remember praying in the Spirit and just saying, God, it doesn't matter, I'm rolling with you on this trip. And so I just mentioned that to say that, God will make a way, that you have to continue to press in. And I'm just so thankful that we did press in on our trip. I mean, coming back here, we have over 300 souls.
Come on.
And so,
Amen.
so it was not about me, and it wasn't about any of us. We really focused our hearts and our mind on increasing the kingdom, and it was just such a blessing.
Thank you. Give them a hand.
I just want to quickly share something to the men. Adrian, this is his first missions trip. And every time that we went out somewhere, I'm not exaggerating. Every time that we went out somewhere, he won a soul.
Oh, wow.
So for those of you who feel like missions is not for you, how can I do it? He had no clue on how God was going to use him out there. But every time we went out, he got a soul, at least one soul. At least one soul. So don't feel like you can't or you don't know if you're able to. This church is built missions tough. We are built for it. So everything that you're learning every Sunday, everything that you're gathering is built you for that time. And it's built Adrian for that time, and he didn't even know it. So I don't want anybody here to feel like missions is not for you, because spreading God's word is for everybody. So don't feel like you're not capable of doing something like this, because everybody in here is.
Wow. Real quickly. If you've been on a mission trip before, just mention the countries you've been to.
Brazil and Bahamas.
Costa Rica and Bahamas.
Okay.
Brazil, Costa Rica, and Bahamas.
Brazil, Costa Rica, Bahamas.
Brazil, Costa Rica, Bahamas.
Tijuana, South Africa.
And Bahamas.
And Bahamas.
Costa Rica and Bahamas. Bahamas and Costa Rica.
Costa Rica and Bahamas. Bahamas twice.
South Africa, Mexico, and the Bahamas.
Costa Rica and Bahamas.
Bahamas, Costa Rica, and Brazil.
Bahamas, look, I have to think about it, so many. Bahamas, Mexico, South Africa, Thailand, and Colombia.
Spain? No, she didn't go. You didn't go. No, I went to Spain. You didn't go to Spain.
I didn't go to Spain. I want to go to Spain, but I didn't go to Spain. I think
that's it? All right. Give them a hand. Give them a hand. Give them a hand. We take time to do this because it's so important for what God wants to do, plus to see our young people in particular. But it paints an image, a very clear image, and many of you supported them financially. But also, this is not on CNN. What young people are doing positive. You don't see it, you don't hear about it, and be quite honest, we're not the only church, but there aren't many churches like us in particular with people of color, that are getting these young people out to the world to share their life. That's why we do this. Amen. We want to encourage more and more parents to let their children go and be a part. None of us get back safely. This is last Sunday, Ryan's last Sunday here. He's going to be going to Arizona to go to school and work, and God opened the door for him. We're happy for him. Yeah. Come on. It's what? I love it. Thank you all. Give them a hand. Thank you all. We love you. Come on, we do better than that.